back on TV. As you know, I work here in production in LA. There's a lot of mixed rumors about her behind the scenes. She is allegedly difficult. Can she get on a network now that she's sued a network? I don't know. I haven't been in this business long enough to know what the executives think. My guess is it's hard because if she's done that once, the fear is, could she do it again? As not an executive, I'm like, I want to develop a show with her. I feel like she could be the next Wendy Williams. I say all that to say she did the interview. There were two big nuggets. One, she talked about Kandi because, Kandi was very vocal that NBC and Andy have never been racist against Nene, which publicly hurt Nene, in my opinion. Okay, her case. She says in this interview that Kandi is very jealous of her. She doesn't know why. She's never done anything to Kandi, but Kandi is very threatened, does not want Nene back ever on the show because when Nene's on, it takes away from Kandi. Do you think there's any truth to that? You've interviewed Kandi Burruss.
I've interviewed Kandi Burruss. Those are all interesting because I didn't see this interview, so this is all very interesting. Well, how did Kandi's name even come up? The guy brought it up, or I'm just curious.
Yeah, he brought it up because while Nene was going, and by the way, so Nene says in this interview, a part of the lawsuit with Andy at NBC was dismissed, but they still have another issue that is not resolved, that's unresolved. So they are still in a legal battle, I guess is the word. So she can't speak publicly about everything yet, but she is open to coming back and she is open to sitting down and talking to Andy. I am so confused by all this. I'm just you are? What?
Right. What? Look, I interviewed Kandi. No, I personally don't believe Kandi is jealous of Nene. I just don't. I don't really think Kandi is jealous of really anyone on Housewives. Look, she is now the longest running consecutive housewife, right? Ever. Longer than Teresa because of the Atlanta started. So I really, when Kandi was on and she looks into my eyes and tells me when this ends, it ends. I believe it. Every year, Kandi is on that list of rumors of Kandi's going. She's boring. Kandi's going. She hears this every year. So she does have all these other things in life. Forget about Escape and her songs. She's written so many hit songs for so many people. And no, I'm not talking about Don't Be Tardy. I'm talking about real songs. Yeah. Right, real songs. So Kandi really, Marlo said it on the show. They all say it, Kandi has money. And so, of course, you want another $2 million. But I really believe that when the Housewives train is over, unlike a lot of these other people, Kandi really doesn't care. And she has so many other things going on, and it will free her up for so many other things that she could be doing while it's going on. No, I don't believe. I really don't think. Now, it's also interesting. It's when she says on my show, I think one of the reasons Andy really likes me is because I never bother him or never ask for edits. That's what she said. You have to wonder, does Kandi really, I believe that's an honest statement, that she's never seen racism against Nene or anyone. I believe that. And I guess, yeah, that would hurt Nene a little bit, but you also have to see the politics of it of did someone at NBC call you and say, hey girl, we don't need, Drew Sidora because she's, who the hell's that? We need you to speak out. And I'm sure that could have happened. It's not, no. You don't think so?
I would have believed that 10 years ago, but I think in light of Me Too, Time's Up, everything we've been through, with just Black Lives Matter. I feel like I cannot imagine they would do that. That's a huge risk. I don't know. Maybe. Nothing. Look, nothing shocks me in this business anymore. I'm sure you feel the same way, but I don't know. I doubt it. I just can't imagine them saying that. It to me, the whole thing, I think you and I have talked ad nauseum about Nene's lawsuit, but the hard thing is really a lot of this kind of stemmed from Kim Zolciak's statements. And, they can't control what Kim says. Now they can control if they keep Kim or they don't. But the reality is Kim, yeah, she got a spinoff, but then, she hasn't been on the network in how many years? Hasn't been back on that show. And, can you, like a field producer who would be with Kim Zolciak when she allegedly made this comments, I mean, do you force them to be like that they're the ones that should be policing? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to justify anything that Kim allegedly did. I'm just saying in a court of like law and accountability, it's like, can you really hold Andy Cohen accountable for that? That's all I'm trying to make the point. Not saying that.
I agree with that. It's not, she claims other. Right. I mean, everyone always refers to there's emails and texts. I don't know anything about that. I haven't delved that deep into this, but right. That's a lot different than like a memo that got leaked to her accidentally where a network exec is like saying these things. That is right. So I think it's a stretch to import Kim Zolciak's actions onto NBC. I would agree with that.
And to me, it's like, if Kandi has this kind of good relationship with production and Andy, I mean, she's not going to be, why would she be privy to any of these conversations, with Kim and anything like that? And, Kandi came out and said, well, Nene said something racist about me, because I think there was some quote, so it's like, I don't know, I mean, I feel for Nene. She's obviously going through a lot. She gave an update recently about her son. Her son suffered heart failure and a stroke. I mean, my God, he's only in his early 20s. She lost Greg last year. I mean, she's been through a lot. I hear that she's debating maybe closing her very popular lounge in Georgia because she, in Atlanta, because she's just got so much going on. She will always be one of the greatest television personalities ever. I mean, she is, when you have that, it's TV gold. I don't know. Can she come back? Does Andy want to talk to her? I have no idea.
I just think it's like, I mean, of course you want to come back. Like to say you're open and all this, it's like, I mean, of course you are, right? Like, and I'm not discrediting the lawsuit, but it's just like, look, I don't believe in regrets in life. I believe in first you got to do like if I really felt there was discrimination against me or whatever, I would be hardcore. Like, I don't give a fuck about the ramifications of my actions. I would have done the exact same thing she did. And I'm not even commenting on it, but I'm just saying, well, yeah, I mean, you do want to come back, but there's like you said, there's a lot going on in this one interview. Like, there's still part of the lawsuit lingering. What? And I mean, if that's the case, I mean, you're not coming back. Like, the one thing has to be solved before. I just think I kind of feel for Nene too. I do agree with you. I think, like, you always say Bethany should be like Larry King. And I mean, I don't know if Wendy Williams' throne would have been the right forum, but there is a forum on a different network somewhere where maybe Nene could, I mean, look, she's got to tame herself though, because it's not about you. I mean, that's the problem.